Hey Internet, this is Gunter with MiniMishaps Games, and it is Squig Day! Alright, so this is massive. Squig Day is very big and very important. I had no idea until just recently. And hashtag Squig Day 2021 if you want to see all the projects from dozens, hundreds, who knows, thousands of different creators. Hashtag Squig Day 2021. Check it out. Find it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, Twitch, and here on YouTube. My submission is going to be made, this video, on YouTube and then shared on some of the others. But it is going to be all over, and there's going to be just a ton of Squig Day stuff happening. So for my Squig Day, I don't have the means or the funds to do a purchase from an official squig miniature to paint, etc. And I don't have a up and running 3D printer to make a 3D print of one. So we are going with the kitbash route, and we are going to build a squig from scratch. And that is going to be what our video is going to be like today. So this Squig Day story begins in a magical dark cave with a genie. The Squig Day genie. Actually, just kidding. This is the Freedy, and I am going to saw his tail off, and that's going to be our first component for Squig Day. Never fear, I have a couple of these Freedies, but also I had already intended to take the whirlwind bit off and give him a different pair of legs in a different project. So the fact that I can use that whirlwind as a squig tail is even better. So here we have the parts before they're assembled, and I did the same thing to a toy, cheap toy dinosaur, and I just took off a couple of its legs. That will be the squig's legs. So then we've got the next thing is there was a, we love our obscure holidays. There was a Chopsticks Day, a National Chopsticks Day. And so I took these chopsticks and I whittled them down and I made a front row of teeth. So six teeth in all, and then I cropped them off of the chopstick, and those will become the teeth there. Now you can see we've always got our other projects going on in the background. In this case, we've got some Tensegrity projects that later became part of the Dragon Wagon project. But more importantly, we're putting some clay on this row of teeth, and so we cut them long enough to leave enough room for gum underneath. We just press them against that Efreeti tail, and then we take another little bit of clay and we roll that out and stretch that over to make the actual gum and jaw be smooth of the squig. So then we pull that off and we bake it, and then once it's baked, now we've got a hard jaw that we can reattach to the squig's body there. Yep, so we get out our liquid plastic adhesive and we glue that right onto the plastic bit there. Yep. And so we let that set, and once that is a little bit more, once that is set, then we do the same thing to add the legs to the side. So just add a little bit of the liquid plastic, and there it is, set up, ready to go, ready to pull that wagon for the Dragon Wagon. Watch that for that's a different video. Next up, we primed it up gray, and we painted those teeth with bone white, and covered the rest of him in goblin green. Now I know normally I stick these guys to pop tops when I'm going to paint them, but there was not a good place to stick them where I wasn't worried that the leg or tooth or jaw or some part of it was going to fall off. So we gave them a base of bright red for the eyes, because I know that that's going to darken when we wash the black. And then I gave them actually a neon pink sort of wash undercoat that turned out really cool and made the tail at the end turn out pretty awesome. So I like using neon pink in this way. I don't know why that I like it so much, but I do. For the stand, we took a pop here, so he actually is going to get a pop top base there. Poked a piece of hot glue through, that's hard to say, to be the base. And once that hot glue was set, then we're going to cover that base in brown first. The base is pretty cool. The very bottom part is like a bus token that was from a previous lifetime ago for an event called the Bix Jazz Festival, and I was on their board for a bit, so I had a bucket of them. So that's the gold embossing you can see on the bottom, which later got a coat in black there. But my idea was to have it sort of nest or litter box or whatever you want to imagine be sort of a metal gunmetal grate. So the hot glue around the ridges really helped make it feel organic, and but I wanted to paint the gunmetal back into the ridges that were sticking out, so it had more of like a nest or a vent or some kind of perch feel, more than just being kind of a big pile of droppings underneath. So now I'm going to wash in black, and it's just amazing to me. And when I say wash, I don't have any official washes. This is just water and black paint. Just pulls the details out, and it just looks so cool on top of that goblin green that we used. It makes it just look grittier. But I love that it helps you see the details, and that you can start seeing the little muscles and protrusions and warts and things. That it's so interesting that when it started, it was sort of a cloud fire coming out of the bottom of an Afridi, and now it's a very believable tail on the back of the squig head. So there I got getting some gunmetal in on that on those pop top ridges. Which I like that look of it being sort of a metal enclosure that has just sort of been overfilled with muck and grime and what have you. So next up, we are going to add highlights with that toxic green yellow that I like to mix up, and it just kept adding depth, and the creature just kept coming more and more alive. And this is I'm having a blast doing all of these parts, and I can't believe how well the liquid plastic smoothed the transitions. So there's not a lot of like clunky, this muscle to that other part, etc. So we'll give that a second to dry up, and so then I'm going to go around and I'm going to do another round of a little bit lighter highlights across the front of the jaw, just to kind of make it feel like he's sort of leading with that part of his face, chasing whatever light source it is. So here it is, the squig made from a sawed-off tail of a genie and the sawed-off legs and carved up chopsticks. And this was just an absolute blast all the way through. So I am so grateful for the brain trust telling me about squigs and Squig Day. I'm not a Warhammer person, so I will have to learn more as we go. This was relatively short, suddenly Squig Day video. But I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. And if you didn't know about Squig Day this year, make sure to watch out for Squig Day next year. And do check out all the amazing products across the internet, because, like I said, it's a big deal. And there's a lot of artists that are a lot more pro than I am, making a lot of incredible squig-related stuff today. So check that out, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, and you can support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee, and we will see you for the next video. Thanks, Internet.